Okay, we need expression up going in.
Yep.
Going in 10, 5, 4, 3, 2. Rolling the open. Ready, Bo and A.
Reporting the stories that matter to you. This is Fox 40 News at 6.
Okay, duck expression down. Dissolve AQ Brook. Ready, Bo and B.
Look back at the stories that have made the biggest impact in the summer here in 2023.
White B. Ready, Bo and A.
For the Broome County Historical Society.
White A.
And a woman
Ready,
sentenced
1.
to 10 years in prison for the murder of her mother is released early. Fox 40 News at 6 starts right now.
Dissolve 1.
Good evening, I'm Brooke Warpus. Thanks for joining us tonight.
Take OTS.
We've covered hundreds of stories this year, ranging from the feel-good stories to crime to politics.
Ready, look live and A.
Fox 40's Ziggy Hill joins us now to take a look at some of the stories that have had the biggest impact on us here in the Southern Tier.
Take a look live and A.
Yeah, Brooke, I tried to narrow it down to a few.
Yeah.
I guess we'll just start with one story about the rejuvenation of one Broome County hub. The opening of the Dick's House of Sport in Johnson City has been one of the most notable events to happen
We're
this
wiping
year,
out to 1 clean for the weather toss.
bringing new life to the Oakdale Commons, the former Oakdale Mall. The 140-square-foot facility opened up on August 18th this year, and it's the biggest Dick's Sporting Goods store in the world, offering activities like a 37-foot rock climbing wall, batting cages, a golf simulator, and an outdoor ice rink that transforms into a field. The Commons has some other new additions as well, a Chipotle and a Panera next to the House of Sport, a BJ's Wholesale, and a Dave & Buster's coming next year. The buzz around the Commons has brought back much-needed business after the closing of several stores over the years. If you join us tonight at 10,
Okay, stand
we'll
by.
talk about some of the
Coming
other
out here.
changes in the Southern Tier over the past year, but for now, I'll send it back to Brooke at the desk.
Wipe 1 clean, Q Brook.
Let's go now to the
Ready,
weather
boxes,
center.
mark in box
Chief
2.
Meteorologist Mark Torello as
Take
he brings
boxes.
us a first look into our upcoming
Q
weather
mark.
forecast. What's
And we'll
in
take
store,
box
Mark?
2 full in. 3, 2, 1. Taking box 2 full. And we'll pull the lower. Now.
Tomorrow. And then we'll advertise some colder air, maybe cold enough for some snow showers here late Friday night going into early Saturday. We are finding a few showers out there at this time, but nothing terribly heavy. As for temperature readings, we're at 49 degrees in Binghamton, matching that in Utica. Albany right now, 47 degrees, and we've got Elmira checking in with 51. Here's a look at the hour-by-hour forecast for tonight. Showers around.
Okay, standby boxes. Broken box 1.
Temperature readings running in the 40s. We'll track a little bit of snow with some colder temperature readings in your 7-day forecast.
Take boxes. Q Brook.
Brook 2.
All right, thanks for that update, Mark.
Taking box
well,
1
the
full.
Historical
Take
Society
OTS.
gave a late Christmas
Ready, Bo and A.
gift to Hopler and Xbox Funeral Home $3,000 for digitization.
Take A.
Broome County historian Roger Luther said the mission
Ready,
of
Scott,
the
Bo, and
society
B.
is to collect and preserve history. Recently, volunteers have been scanning their archives from over 100 years ago, including over 1,000 documents and photos. Luther says the money will go towards adding another scanner, to the 4 that they have now. The scanners are high resolution and can be used for negatives, large and small print.
Flash
For the
B.
last few years, we've had this major project going.
Okay, we're wiping out to 1.
Digitize all this information, scan it, get it into a museum database, and then eventually make it available to the public online.
Q Brook.
If you're interested in becoming a volunteer, we do have how you can reach Roger Luther on our website.
Wipe 1.
Okay,
be ready to take the full screen on top.
Drug and weapons charges and could face up to life in prison.
Take full.
According to the U.S. Attorney's Office, 33-year-old Dupre Jordan pled guilty to possessing fentanyl and methamphetamine.
Ready, Bo and A.
To distribute, possessing a firearm in connection to drug trafficking, and possessing a firearm ammunition as a convicted felon. The charges stem from a search warrant executed in November of 2021 at a Binghamton apartment. Sentencing is May 8th of next year. For a full list of how much time Jordan could be facing, you can visit our website, wicc.com.
White Bo and A.
And a woman sentenced to 10
Ready, Bo
years
and
in
B.
prison for the murder of her mother is now released. Gypsy Rose Blanchard was arrested in 2015 in connection with the death of her mother. Investigators later found that the mother, Dee Blanchard, forced Gypsy Rose to pretend that she was severely sick in order to gain sympathy and support. Gypsy Rose and a boyfriend she met online eventually arranged Dee Dee's murder, with the boyfriend committing the crime. He was sentenced to life in prison. Blanchard pleaded guilty to second-degree murder and, in 2016, was sentenced to 10 years in prison. She was released early this morning.
White B.
And the house in the Moscow, Idaho murders where 4 college students were killed has
Ready,
been
one.
demolished. The demolition began around 7 a.m.
We're
local
wiping out.
time today. It happened almost a year to the day of the arrest of the suspect in the case. The murders happened on November 13th, 2022. 3 women and 1 man, all students at the University of Idaho, were killed. Police arrested Brian Koberger weeks later. He was a student at nearby Washington State University. The landlord donated the house where the murders happened to the University of Idaho. The school plans to build a memorial garden on the site.
Wipe 1.
Governor Hochul
Ready, vote,
announced $46 million in grants will be coming to help low-income homeowners.
Check A.
These funds will help homeowners make repairs,
Ready, vote, B.
and provide assistance for down payments for first-time home buyers. More than $8 million of that is coming to the southern tier, and more than 268 proposed units will be served by the funding. The awards come from state and federally funded programs.
Wipe B.
Hochul also announcing
Ready,
more than
one.
$200 million is coming for summer meals to help feed 2 million low-income children. The money comes from the U.S. Department of Agriculture's summer EBT program for children. Eligible families with school-aged children will get $120 per child during the summer months. Research shows that providing families with summer food benefits reduce childhood hunger and promotes nutrition.
Take 1.
Biden administration
Ready, vote, A.
officials are in Mexico City this week trying to find ways to mitigate the influx of illegal border crossings.
Check A.
Secretary of State Antony Blinken and Homeland Security
Ready, vote,
Secretary
B.
Alejandro Mayorkas meeting with Mexican President Obrador on Wednesday, discussing the immigration crisis as another massive migrant caravan heads towards the southern border. Mayorkas touting the meeting as, quote, very productive, also saying that the regional challenges of migration require regional solutions. Meanwhile, Obrador saying, quote, important agreements were reached for the benefit of our people and our nations, end quote. Some are slamming this meeting, calling it a distraction from the Biden administration's failed policies.
Wipe B.
And this is as New York City Mayor
Ready, stop, vote,
is
A.
now issuing new requirements for charter buses carrying asylum seekers from Texas. The new executive order was signed by Adams on Wednesday, and it will require the bus companies to provide details about the people that they are transporting. They will be required to give 32 hours notice before arriving into the city. It will also require charter bus companies to drop off asylum seekers in Manhattan only between 8:30 a.m. until 12 p.m. Monday through Friday. Those that don't comply will face a Class B misdemeanor.
Flash A.
We cannot allow buses with people needing our help to arrive without
Ready,
warning
1.
at any hour of day and night.
Q, Brooke.
Last week, New York City experienced what the mayor's office is saying the highest one-day total of migrant buses arriving.
Wipe 1.
And New Year
Ready,
new
package
tax
and A.
brackets. Americans could see their paychecks change as the IRS tries to adjust brackets to deal with inflation. Fox News correspondent Madeline Rivera has more on what's coming in 2024.
Check A.
You're about to increase your take-home pay without getting a
Ready,
raise.
vote, B.
The IRS putting in place higher limits for federal
Less than
income
2 in the
tax
package.
brackets in the new year, which means Americans will be able to shield more of their income from the tax man.
In general, it means that everyone's should expect that if they have withholding on their paychecks,
Less than 90 in the package.
Withheld.
Brackets are increasing by about 5.4% for both individual and married filers. The top tax rate remains at 37% for 2024. The new bracket starts at $609,350. The reason for the change? Avoiding bracket creep when inflation pushes people into higher tax brackets, but they have little additional purchasing power. But this year's change won't fix the problem.
It's never going to keep up all the way.
Less than a minute in the package.
Again, they're making a one-time adjustment in the fall, or based off of the fall CPI, but even that doesn't go into effect until January. So you have this lag period.
The standard deduction is changing too, rising to $29,200, up from $27,700 for married couples filing jointly. That is a 5.4% bump. For individuals, the new max will be $14,600, up from $13,850. The standard deduction effectively reduces the amount of income you pay taxes on. The IRS also increasing the thresholds for several other tax provisions,
Stand by for the package. Got a vote and B.
With families now eligible to receive $7,830 if they have 3 or more qualifying children. In Washington, Madeline Rivera, Fox News.
Q, Brooke, White B.
More people than expected applied for the first time for unemployment benefits in
Ready,
the
vote,
U.S.
A.
last week. by the Department of Labor. It shows there were 218,000 initial claims for unemployment. That's an increase of 12,000 from the week before. It is also more than what economists were expecting, which was 209,000 initial claims. However, the figure is still historically low. Today's report also showing that continuing claims went up from the previous week.
White Bay.
And if you're
Ready
looking
for
to
1B?
decide this winter, listen up. Rewards programs based on miles are coming to an end for several airlines. Starting next year, some U.S.-based airlines will start rewarding customers for how much they spend instead of how many miles they fly. Delta Airlines is one of the last major airlines to move to dollar-based programs, while smaller companies such as Alaska, Frontier, and Hawaiian Airlines will still offer rewards for miles flown. Travel experts say airlines have decided dollar-based rewards are a better indicator of loyalty than those based on miles.
White Bell and B.
And speaking of air travel, Boeing is urging airlines
Ready, one clean to close the block.
737 MAX airplanes
Be ready to dead roll.
loose or missing parts. Today, the FAA said inspections involved looking for a possible loose bolt in the rudder control system. The move stems from incidents on two separate aircraft.
You can start dead rolling.
One missing nut, the other a loose nut. The inspection takes about 2 hours, according to the FAA. The 737 MAX was previously grounded for nearly 2 years after two fatal crashes that killed 346 people.
Bringing the music. Take
And
one. Ready, Bo and A.
Hour on Fox 40 News after the break.
Dissolve A. Ready with the board and B. Okay, be ready to pull this out in 3, 2, 1, and white B. Ready, black, going to break in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and fade to black. Eight light, clear for 135. Coming up on one clean. 5, 4, 3, 2. Q Brooks, dissolve 1.
And welcome
Pushing
back. One family in Illinois accidentally bought
Ready, package and A.
$10,000 in Disney Plus gift cards instead of Disney destination cards ahead of their Disney family vacation. One family member made a TikTok video about the mishap that's gone viral. Madison Porter has the story.
Take A.
Andrea's family has been trying to plan a big vacation for years.
Coming back out to one clean.
Idea. She says they always talk
In less
about
than
how
90.
they're getting older and want to squeeze in one last big family trip. Until they accidentally bought 100 Disney Plus gift cards instead of Disney Park gift cards.
We just kind of sat dumbfounded for a minute or two or 10.
The gift cards wouldn't work online to buy park passes.
That's when my dad came out of his office and he was just like half laughing,
Less than a minute.
half dejected, and he was like, you're never going to believe this.
Andrea says they didn't know what to do. They were on customer service lines with Sam's Club and Disney trying to figure out how to exchange them when she had the idea to make a TikTok.
I'm going to throw up this TikTok. Maybe somebody has an email or a different customer, service line we can call.
The TikTok went viral, and with both personal and online connections, they got it fixed.
Everybody, that we've been contacting.
Less than 30 in the package.
And patient and helpful.
Through TikTok, Andrea says she's received hundreds of comments and messages from people saying they've done it too.
It was a total honest mistake.
Stand by, friend, a package.
And it's been so validating to have so many other people be like, oh, no, we did it too.
Now it's a moment her family will never forget.
Our great-grandchildren will hear about this story.
Q Brooks, take one.
3 days of an emotional
Ready,
roller
3.
coaster
Stand by,
and
mark to close the
family
block.
get ready
You
to
can
get
start
on
dead
some
rolling.
Real roller coasters like Space Mountain and Big Thunder now that trip is on.
Bringing the music. Wipe 3 clean. Q Mark. Ready, black. Stand by for break. Going to break in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and fade to black.
Thunder Mountain took over the Big Thunder.
12 light, clear for 220. We need expression up, coming back.
Yep.
5, 4, 3, 2. Q Brooks, dissolve 1. Ready, boxes.
$750 million jackpot will be up for grabs in the next Powerball drawing after no winning ticket was drawn Wednesday. This total prize is the fourth Powerball jackpot to exceed $500 million this year. The lottery's next drawing will be on Saturday at 10:59 p.m. Eastern. After more than 2 months with no grand prize winner, the jackpot now carries a lump sum option estimated at $382.5 million. That is all the time we have for you for this
Big
6 o'clock
boxes.
hour. Thanks for joining us. Be sure to check
Bringing
back
the
with
music.
us tonight at 10 for more local
Pulling
evening
out.
news. But until then, have a great night. We'll see you again later.
Wipe out. And we're out in 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Fade to black.